cold. It's almost fall. I don't like cold. Welcome to Garden Sound 365. This is the show where I make a song every day for an entire year. It's really cold today. Oh, I hate cold. Done. I don't know whether I should talk about the debate or not. For those of you who did watch the debate, I feel for you. That was a solid way to waste some time. I watched bits and pieces of it on Facebook. They were doing a live stream of it. I watched bits and pieces between playing a couple of matches of Fractured Space with some buddies. And I mean, what I saw what I expected to see. I saw a seasoned politician rip a potato in a wig, a new one. When we started this, I say we, I mean us Americans. When this political season started, I remember Donald Trump saying he was going to run, and I remember everybody ridiculing him and saying how ridiculous that was. And a year later, he's the Republican nominee. And that was the moment where I realized that the Republican Party is dead, at least as we know it. This is interesting. I think if I keep talking about this, YouTube will probably demonetize this video, but I don't think I care. I don't really know if I fall into one of the party lines, but I definitely vote Democrat or Libertarian, depending on the election year. I don't like the way that Republicans I don't like Republican legalism. I don't like the way that they bring Christian values into politics, because I don't think that it's right for people to impose their I'm going to pour some coffee here. This is going to be a long conversation. I think that's why our country was founded in the first place, so that we could all have freedom to practice our own form of whatever religion we please. So when candidates like Ted Cruz show up and they push their conservative social policy, I wonder how that got through the focus groups. Like, how did that get through QA? Like, who said, yeah, you know what we need more of? We need more of imposing our religious values on people who don't believe that. And did they not look at history? I mean, have they not read books? Have they, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's wrong for them to believe what they believe. That's fine. Just don't push it on others. I don't know. You see, I'm definitely a Christian myself. I hope this isn't taken the wrong way. I'm just trying to work through some things in my head. I figured it would be cool to have the camera on. We started talking about the debate, and we got into a conversation on the philosophy of Christian evangelism. I tend to vote Democrat or Libertarian because they offer more social freedom. Because if you start to impose Christian laws on people who don't practice Christian law, what is the difference between that and Sharia law in a Muslim country? I mean, that's just imposing the laws of the Quran or the laws of, the imam of whomever is, influential in that particular region. It's just imposing the laws of someone who you don't follow, Like, there's plenty of Muslims that do not practice Sharia but live in a country that does, and they probably hate it. I'd hate it. Yeah, so what, then what's the difference? Where does it end? Okay, fine. So, all right, Ted Cruz, so we make abortion illegal, then what? Well, then you're going to take away women's rights to wear skirts or something? What are you going to do? Where does it stop? It's a dangerous precedent. Where does it stop? Where do we draw the line? I kind of like to think about it this way. If someone's, as long as someone's beliefs and practices aren't interfering with my life, fine. As long as it's not hurting anybody. But if you're hurting people, causing people harm, causing people trauma, then it's not right. But up until that point, I don't really care what you believe. You don't care what I believe. That's the other thing people don't realize. Nobody cares. Like, just as much as I don't care about someone else's beliefs, they don't care about mine. Nobody cares. There's over 7 billion people on the earth. Billion with a B. There's no room for parsing all this out. You gotta live today. Because that's all you get, You woke up this morning. And you thought to yourself, okay, I'm awake. And you came into consciousness and you ate breakfast maybe if you were lucky enough to have breakfast. And then, a cup of coffee if you were even luckier to have that luxury. And then you set about your day. And for some people, your day is going to work. For some people, your day is finding sustenance. For some people, your day is not getting blown up. We don't have time to debate all this stuff. There's not time for that. We have time to live, and hopefully we have time to love. Nobody chose to be born. Nobody chose that. You just were. You weren't one day and the next day you were. I think we all need to remember that. That's what I remember whenever I see something or someone that acts in a way that I think, I would never act that way, or I would never do that, or I would never be here in that situation. And then I remember that person didn't choose to be born. That person didn't choose to be born either. They were given the same non-choice that I was. We don't choose to be born. And we don't get to choose when we die. In that very short in-between part, between not getting a choice about when you were born and really not getting a choice about when you perish, in between those two dates, you've really only got time for living and loving. Sorry to get so deep on you today.